This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart. Woo-hoo.
Wow. We have got a long distance episode coming to you guys from Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, Mames.
Happy Valentine's Day, Grace. I feel crazy right now, just so you know. Let's just get that out of the gate.
I know. Did you ever think that you'd be spending 2023 Valentine's Day in the Cayman Islands?
No idea.
I woke up this morning and was like, oh, I got a Zoom first thing with my best friend who's in the Cayman Islands on Valentine's Day for a podcast. So life is very silly.
I'm just here doing some offshore banking. No, I feel nuts out of the gate because they didn't have, I missed the window of getting hotel coffee. Like the free drip coffee.
Yeah.
So I went to the cute little restaurant in the hotel and they only had espresso. Oh. So I'm drinking an Americano.
Okay.
And I feel fucking crazy.
What's an
I never
Americano?
drink espresso. It's basically like sometimes when you go to other countries, I'm sure you've had to do this before. They're like, what the hell is drip coffee? They don't do the gas station coffee. And so it's like a couple shots of espresso with hot water.
Damn.
And
to the moon.
Well, I was hoping it would help me poop. It is not. I have my curse has been resurrected in foreign countries.
Yeah, your body is in it's fight or flight, and it's in flight. No, fight or flight or freeze are like the three modes.
Oh,
and so you're in the freeze mode.
Girl, we are backed up, honey. So hopefully we'll cut to commercials and ads on this podcast because I have to shit my brains out. Happy Valentine's Day, Chip.
Woo-woo! How is it so far? So far, the hotel room looks like a normal hotel room.
Normal hotel, adorable hotel. So I flew here incredibly early. I guess it's not incredibly early. It's incredibly early for me. Like an 8 a.m. flight ends up being a 5 a.m. wake up call.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. You live an entire life before you even get on the plane. It's wild.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it's also like I still have, I think because of just pandemic and not really going, I've gone to Mexico a few times, but haven't traveled as much as we used to. Yeah. I still have the pre-travel jitters that I'm going to oversleep.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So you don't sleep at all. You come here. We land at the islands. It's Superbowl Sunday out of the gate. So it was like we're landing and then it's like, okay, well, where are we watching the game? Well, you're about to meet 30 people out on this crew. Well,
wow,
just nutty. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah,
oh, you did.
Yeah, because
go Eagles, fly. Yeah,
they flew and then they landed. And it was I talked to my brother a little bit. And he said his train ride home in Philly that night, he's like, people are taking it as you would expect. Disappointment abounds.
It's like everyone in Philadelphia got dumped.
Yeah. And
it's like that vibe.
It is, for his safety's sake, there's a surge of energy in that city for next to everything. And so for the Super Bowl, I was like, that energy's going to go somewhere. Hopefully, you hope they win and they can expel it in a positive way. But this, I think, was just diffused. Lots of tough calls I hear by refs. I try to follow. And so it was actually kind of nice towards the end of the game, if they're going to lose, that you can blame a third party like a ref and not necessarily the big boys themselves.
That's the thing is everyone was just like, man, but what a shitty way to end the game with that call. But you're right. It's kind of like, so would you rather have not had the call and still lost the game? You get to point your finger a little bit at the refs.
Right. I don't know anything when it comes to football. I try to follow along, and the, announcer guy that was a previous football player, retired now and is an announcer. It was interesting to listen to him because he's clearly trying to do the due diligence of announcing on a network without, inputting his own opinion in it. But even he was like,
Right.
let the players play at this point. I don't know about that call. I know I'm not supposed to say X, Y, and Z, but like, I don't know about that call. At some point in this stage of the game, you want to see the guys play each other. You don't want to see them now like take knees and run the clock out, and everyone's just like,
It's boring.
It's been such a fun, exciting, great game up until now.
Yeah, Chip had a problem with the run the clock of it all. And I said, look, coaches get paid to bring home titles, not to make the game fun.
Yeah, no, I know. It was one of those things where you're like, man, if the tables were turned and they wanted to secure it, yeah, this is the obvious way to do it. But it's not as fun to watch.
No, I would be, first of all, I can't imagine being like the partner of someone in that high of a stress situation, like when they cut to like the quarterback's wife and things like that. Like I get like nervous. Chip's gonna play a bad round of disc golf and it's gonna bum him out. You know what I mean?
I stopped getting alerts on Elliot's tweets because I'm like, I don't want to be worried about you getting a little high and having really deep opinions about the UFOs.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh, well, that's also on my list of things to talk about. But I was going to say that's like a high pressure partner situation. But even more so, how nervous would you be if you were married to the ref that made that call?
Oh, man.
Like, is he just going to get shit for the next year? You know
Probably.
what I mean? Like, there should be some type of protection program in place for refs.
I know. They should go out on the field and ref the game in full costume makeup so no one can identify the refs in the real world afterwards.
I was gonna say a face mask, but full costume makeup and prosthetics.
Prosthetics head to toe, so you can't tell. Like it's like
I
the
want
show
Mrs. Doubtfire calling the game,
or like Sexy Beasts, that show where they put them in just like full like alligator heads, and then you
like
have
one of
no
them is
idea.
an eagle,
Yeah.
one of them is
I did
is a
see
panda.
I was reading a little bit of a BuzzFeed article this morning about how I guess all Chiefs fans like hate the wife of their quarterback because she's just like outspoken online for better or worse about things. It's like, it is wild.
It is a wild time. Okay, well that just brings us to the next big topic: UFOs.
Oh,
I was like, offended. No. Oh, right. We haven't talked about Rihanna yet. Here's the thing.
Speaking of, you said, coaches get paid to bring home Super Bowl rings. You know who doesn't get paid?
Yeah, the halftime show.
I didn't realize that. I read something this morning that was like none of the performers get paid. It's just been a stipulation of the NFL for as long as they can remember, I guess.
Well, I'm a little confused because I always thought it was actually they had to pay out of pocket to even like for their spectacle. But now I've heard they get like a budget, but if they want to go over, like it's out of pocket. We set up, it was so cute. They set up like a screen in the little like courtyard area of this hotel, like the crew did here, not like the hotel. Like they fully found like a huge, like one of those bounce screens to bounce light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they like went into their stuff, set up a screen, like, and we all watched the Super Bowl out there. And it was kind of a bummer because there was only one person who gave a shit. And it was this guy who was an Eagles fan. And actually, my friend who's the showrunner, our friend James, they had an Eagles jersey sent to their house that didn't get there in time. They had their friend pick it up, drive it across town to my house. Then I brought the jersey on the plane. So this kid could have an Eagles jersey during the game. I felt so bad. But the way the screen was set up, Grace, we couldn't tell Rihanna was pregnant.
Well, that was the thing. We were watching at home, just Elliot and I was like, it's one of those weird things where you're like, why does my brain hyperfixate on this? Because I guess I've just been conditioned by media to care about women's appearances for better or worse, which sucks.
Right.
And that was like the big Twitter commentary of like, everyone too afraid to ask the question.
Yeah.
But it was also like the way, I think in the beginning she rubbed her stomach, but the camera panned away so quickly that moment didn't play. I think the way that she obviously wanted it to play of like showing everyone to meet, kind of like when Beyonce did that.
VMAs, yeah.
Yeah. And so when I watched it back, I was like, oh, that was the moment in the beginning to let everyone know this is what's going on. But because that didn't play so clearly, we spent the next like 14 minutes just being like, is she okay? I love this. I love what's happening. And this is so like visually so cool to watch.
So cool.
I felt like transported, and especially with all of the, we'll talk about UFO stuff going on. I was like, they're going to pick her up right now. She is sending signals out into the universe with the way this staging is set up. Yeah. And so then I went on Twitter and it was like 10 minutes of all these articles, Twitter is speculating, and then finally like a rep confirmed it, and it was like the wave of everyone being like, okay, we can talk about it.
Well, I just wish that the camera had held a little longer because we couldn't tell, and so I was the asshole.
Yeah.
Having just met people like 10 minutes earlier, having just met these people, being like, she needs to dance, man. And being like, I wish she would dance more. Or being like, that jacket looks heavy. When is she going to take the jacket off so she can move around more? Like, I love her, but she's stepping through the motions. We're not getting like the full groove like she can, because Rihanna can drop it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, her knees do things I don't understand. And so I would just kept being that. And literally, I was like, come on, let's just really go for it on this one. What's going on? And one of Chip's coworkers looked at me and goes, she just had a baby like 7 months ago. And I go, I know. Like, I was still, meanwhile, none of us know she's pregnant as we're watching it. And I just like, as soon as it was confirmed, I was like, I'm sorry I said that. Like, I felt like I had like done my friend wrong by even suggesting the fact that she wasn't going full out.
Yeah, I saw tweets that were before it was officially confirmed. It was like Rihanna's giving us run through energy at the main show, and I'm loving it.
Love it. I mean, she sounded great. The actual spectacle of it all was amazing. Would I have liked a few costume changes? Yes. I would have liked a drop in guest star. Chip liked that she kept it just her. You know, everyone's going to have their own opinions, but I think it's mainly because like on past Super Bowls, like Katy Perry, like my favorite part was that Missy Elliott showed up. You know what I mean? So I was just thinking, oh, this would be cool if someone came. Yeah,
I guess she had like teased out that there's going to be a big guest performer at the show.
Her baby.
But everyone, because it wasn't made clear, everyone's still kind of waiting for the moment, and everyone knows Jay-Z's in the audience. And so there's like lots of layers to it. I did think, my brain was like, you know, like everyone else's, just like this ping pong match of like, what, like the dancer's going so hard, and she must be pregnant because she's like spot dancing right now. And but also, if she's pregnant and they keep hooking her on this platform, I'm really fucking scared for her right now.
Imagine being, first of all, I can't imagine just being the child of Rihanna in general, like how badass that would be. But also be like, I was in her body during the Super Bowl when she touched her pussy and smelled it. Like, how badass am I? I love it.
I know all of her asides to the camera of like, follow me, and like just kind of like shrugging and smiling and winking. I was like, I love this. That is very much like, haven't seen you guys in a while. Here's what I do. This is the best I can do. I'm fucking pregnant right now.
Well, I thought it's the side eye of like, y'all thought you were getting an album.
Yeah. I gotta go do me right now. Sorry.
Right? I saw one tweet or something that killed me that was like, well, now I know why he's called ASAP or ASAP. He put that baby in there as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's
good for her.
I thought it was very cool. I was seeing something that was like her and Gaga are like the only two performers in like a certain amount of time that have performed by themselves. And I was like, oh, did Gaga do? I guess she did do her whole thing by herself, but she was just like jumping all around on different things.
She
playing
was a
different
spider
instruments.
monkey.
Yeah, that was
her
great.
Descending from the top. I mean, it's my favorite moment in Super Bowl history. Nothing to do with the sports. Just her coming down like a flying squirrel, like a sugar glider from the rafters. Absolutely destroyed me.
Shopping for yourself can feel like a chore. It's hard to find things that you like and fit in one trip to the mall. Stitch Fix has changed the game because now you can get brands and styles you know fit you well and make you look good from the comfort of your own home with absolutely no stress. Stitch Fix Fix is the easy way to get clothes that fit you without having to endlessly scroll through options. All you have to do is answer a few questions about where you typically get your clothes from, what you like to wear, and your price range. With your choices in mind and a wide range of sizes available from extra small to 3XL, they'll find you a perfect fit and send you clothes handpicked just for you. They've got you covered with over 1,000 brands and styles that you know and love. And they'll even show you how you can wear head-to-toe outfits so you can just get dressed and go. I love Stitch Fix. I tend to buy the same clothes for myself over and over, so being able to take a super easy quiz that hones in on my style but leaves it open for a Stitch Fix stylist to kind of give me options I wouldn't normally try, all within the parameters of stores I know fit me well, is wonderful. Chef's kisses all around. And right now, Stitch Fix is offering you guys $20 off your first fix at stitchfix.com/TMGW. Excuse me. That's stitchfix.com/TMGW for $20 off today. Again, stitchfix.com/TMGW.
Guys, right now, be honest. Are you stewing about a health problem you might have, and all you're doing is, getting on group chats and asking your friends if they notice symptoms, or going into a awful TikTok hole and getting advice from so-called professionals? No, you need to go to a doctor, okay? And that is where ZocDoc can help you. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun, all right? No more doctor roulette or scouring the internet for questionable reviews. With ZocDoc, you have a trusted guide to connect you with your favorite doctor you haven't even met yet, and millions of people use it. You can trust them. Schedule is important, It can't just be, let me make an appointment 5 weeks from now. You don't know what your schedule is going to entail. The cool thing about ZocDoc is you can make an appointment for literally the next day. And when I tell you this, it's because I've done it. I've literally scheduled everything from a dentist to a pap smear to an allergy test. Within 24 hours of booking, I am there the next morning. You just plug in your insurance and they will show you doctors that take it in network, okay? Millions of people are relying on it, and you should too. Find a doctor that meets your needs and your schedule. So go to ZocDoc.com/weird and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many, like I said, available within 24 hours. You guys, it is a life changer. That's ZocDoc.com/weird. ZocDoc.com/weird. Quit thinking about what's wrong with you and just go talk to a doctor. Okay, well, how is Elliot okay? Because with all this UFO stuff that's going on, he's the first person I think of.
Yeah, I've been hearing, so all the information I have about UFOs comes from him.
Yes.
Because it's just like him talking, and he was very much, while watching the game, being like, this stuff's happening. Like, it's happening. He's like watching in real time of like another foreign object that they can't identify and they can't figure out the propulsion systems for, and they're tic-tac shaped, which is like in line with every like documentary made about aliens of like size and shape and all that.
Cylindrical.
Yeah. But he said that they've ruled out that it's not aliens, but they still don't know exactly what it is. So
how can you rule out it's aliens?
That's what I was saying. I was like, how can you rule out it's aliens but still not know what it is? Or is this just what they're saying? Now there's conspiracy theories running all over the internet like crazy, especially with the crazy shit that's happening in Ohio, that everyone's like, is this a deflection from that? And so everyone's going nuts. That's why it's this morning waking up to podcast and trying to find topics to talk about was just like, the world is in a crazy state now.
It's in a crazy state. Well, speaking of the world being nuts, I have a groundbreaking note on my podcast sticky note. Okay. And that is, why are we still putting Brazil nuts in nut mixes? No one likes them. Chip has like a nut medley up there. Yeah. And we were talking about it last week. We were like, I have never met a person that goes, you know what I love? A Brazil nut.
They're big.
First of all, they're big. So part of us goes, are they just meant to take up space?
Right.
And these nut mixes to physically fill it up. Is it filler? Yeah. But also like, it's, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
It's the only nut I knowing that they don't turn into any type of butter. Like, it's not even good enough to be like, ooh, give me some of that Brazil nut butter.
Can you butter any nut? Will it butter? I feel like this is a Rhett and Link series.
Yeah. Will the Brazil nut butter? Because that nut sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and you never see them packaged by themselves for sale. They're always with all their buddies. Like, it's like
I used to see them in like the produce section in, I feel like, the 90s. You know how they'll have like a bin of stuff?
Yeah.
I used to see that, and I don't see them anymore. And I think it was like, yeah, because quit trying to make Brazil nuts happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, with the whole nuts of it all, did you watch the Mr. Peanut commercial?
Someone tweeted at us, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it was.
It's just they did a comedy roast, and then
oh yes,
all
Natasha
the
Leggero.
Yeah, and then it was makes me laugh and goes, oh wow, we are weirdly evolving in some direction, either forwards or backwards as a species. Is that all of these commercials are like, here's the QR code, hold your phone up to your TV, and you can go watch the full roast of Mr. Peanut online. And I was just sitting there being like, no, I absolutely will not be doing that.
Well, it goes, take your little screen, hold it up to your bigger screen, and then watch another thing on a different screen. It's crazy. I mean, like, the fact that that's now a normal thing for us to do. Like, I remember, Grace, when we still lived in New York, I got like hooked up with a gig from a friend. Like, it was a friend who worked for an advertising company. And they were like, basically, we need to shoot a bunch of photos or whatever for Target, but to be only used internally, right? Okay. So I was like, yeah, I need to make $500. Let's freaking do this. Yeah. Two things. One, didn't realize it was 2 overnight shoots at a Target in New Jersey because it had to be closed.
Okay. Yep.
Second of all, 3 things, I guess. Yeah. I had just gone to North Carolina and had like a drunk, like, field party night with my friends, like ran through the woods, got stuck in some bushes. I came back and was supposed to wear a skirt, and they were like, why do you have 90 scratches on your legs?
Like, did you get kidnapped last night and make your way to set this morning? What's happened?
The makeup artist was like, what did you adopt a new cat? Like, what? I was like, I got drunk and I fell into some bushes in North Carolina. I mean, it was just like, who is this girl? Like,
this is for internal use only, right? Okay.
Yeah, they had to like cover it up so I didn't look like, I was playing a mom. I had like a kid, and I looked like a crackhead. So anyway, that was insane. Also, I did the thing where we've both been there. Where you're supposed to show up to a gig with a manicure, and you don't go get it, and then last minute you go, I can just do it myself. Yeah. And then you show up and they're like, what have you done? Like,
how
we're going to do close-ups of your hands.
Like, literally, we could find a woman currently shopping in this Target that has all the things that we actually need for this campaign.
You sure? Like, did you scratch your legs up? Why are you?
Did you paint your nails? You couldn't wait for it to dry, and then you just scratched yourself. What has happened?
So I'm batting 0, right? Yeah. And so we're there. I'm tired. I'm just like, oh, this is going to be the longest night of my life. I got to like make conversation with a 3-year-old all night. Like, this sucks. I didn't realize it was for internal use because it was the first time they were putting QR codes on items. Like on on the actual shelves itself for like more info or like the price check or whatever. So I was like, what do you mean? I got it. Like, truly, they gave me like an iPhone to hold in my little gnarled hand, and like it was to show like Target employees internal use, like how the QR codes work to show customers.
Oh, that they can scan on their okay. Wow,
for like that was price check that
was a long time ago.
That was like probably 2011 or something.
Wow.
And so it's like surprising that now we do that, but also like these things have been out a long time. It's just I didn't know how to use it until the pandemic with menus. Like menus are the only thing that's going to make me learn how to do something.
Yeah, that's very true. I know. I remember when I thought like being on my phone or touching my phone while watching TV was like a no-no.
Cheating.
Was like absolutely like weird and like a sign of desperate technology addiction. And now it's like that was also what was weird about attempting to sort of watch the commercials during the Super Bowl was that I am way conditioned out of watching any commercial. Like as soon as it cut to a commercial, I was just already looking at my phone and being like, oh shit, wait, the commercials are what we're supposed to watch for this. And
it's interesting
also,
though. Sorry, go ahead.
No, Elliot was like, the cool thing about us, our age group, is that every commercial is made for us now. And it's just a song from our youth with a person we remember, and it's for some sort of like life insurance. Or like,
it's like Sir Mix-a-Lot is doing Chex Mix commercials. You know, like
P. Diddy did something where they brought in a bunch of musicians, and then the guys from What the Fox Say were there, and I was like, oh no, this is an intersection of weird for me.
It's truly like, oh, so do people 10 years younger than us understand what's happening in this commercial? Oh, we're the people that are supposed to have expendable income.
Us. These commercials are for us now. They're just like weird, bad versions of YouTube Rewind again and again and again and again.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the thing is Super Bowl commercials used to be like the big deal.
Yeah.
Because everyone had to watch it. You know, it was just like an event. And now I feel like people release crazy ads so constantly. And also like it used to be like if you were a movie star, you just did movies, period. You know? And now since we have celebrities doing social media, doing like weird bits on Fallon, like you know, all that jazz, like it feels like we're in a constant stream of people trying to do Super Bowl ads all year long. So I feel like the thrill is gone. I'm sorry, I think the thrill is gone.
I mean, I didn't see anyone enjoying the commercials that I know of. I think everyone's just waiting to roast them.
Yes.
Especially the
like
Jesus commercial. Yeah.
The Jesus one was insane. Why is Jesus spending so much money?
And it's like a hate group that funded this commercial. It's insane. They're like, they support all of these like destroying human and civil rights acts and stuff, and they spent like $10 million on this dumbass commercial.
I hated it.
Yeah, it was very like, Elliot and I were looking at it. Elliot was like, he kept saying every commercial that he didn't recognize what the brand was. It's like, this one's for Jesus. This one's for Jesus. Because he had read earlier that there was going to be a Jesus commercial during the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. So he was waiting. He was like, I don't think it's this P. Diddy one.
Right.
I don't think it's What the Fox Says promoting God.
Yeah. I don't think it's Melissa McCarthy telling us what hotels to book right now.
God, I saw that commercial. I was like, I just want that gig.
I know. Seriously, I couldn't get mad at that. Her and her husband just being sweet in a commercial. I was like, this is good for them.
Oh, speaking of sweet.
Yeah.
I told you yesterday, because I'll tell the audience about, I went swimming with turtles yesterday.
Yeah. How was that on purpose, I assume?
On purpose. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess it's like there was a minute there where the turtle population here was dwindling, and so that like really affected tourism.
Yeah.
So they have this like turtle center in on the island, and you can go and they like, you know, you can swim in a lagoon with sea turtles, but then they also like help with the hatchery and the egg process and everything, and like release a bunch of turtles into the wild every year. So it's like a conservancy, but also it like looks more, but it looks like not a theme park, but you know what I mean? Like it's like a fun day. Yeah. But it's so funny. So we go in, and immediately the first thing they had is like a pool or like a lagoon with turtles, and we go and we look, and it's like, I thought we were going to see a couple turtles.
Yeah.
It was like out of the gate, probably 20 massive turtles in this one area, all fucking. I go, are they? And then we look back, it was the breeding pond. There's a specific area, and it was so crazy. I said to Chip, I was like, is there something about this pond that makes them
Right.
horny? Or do they put all the horny turtles in this pond?
Yeah, this is like a weird section of a Love Island show where it's like,
Yes.
here's the fuck hut for the turtles.
I mean, it was like, and it's as soon as you enter, I was like, la la la, cute day. Whoa!
Wait,
There's
are they
an
making
orgy.
noises?
No, but their little heads are like, you know, like, you know, they crack their little fucking, their little beak, and like, you know, I mean, everything's against them. They're trying to mount each other with huge shells in the water. They can't stay. They're just like, it was I mean, it was nasty. Like, they were getting it. Like, you were fully like, I'm watching 5 sets of turtles do it doggy style.
Wow.
Out of the gate.
Can they get into this tank on their own, or they have to be brought there by someone, like an employee or something?
Yeah, it's like a separate lagoon. So
Okay.
like, but I was just kind of like,
Do they know to go there?
if they feel the urge, are they
Right.
like, we gotta hit up that breeding corner?
Yeah.
Are they pumping sexy music under the water? Like,
Is there an odor or something that
Yes.
is like luring them to this spot?
does it smell like a 4D movie theater in here,
Right,
an Avatar
right.
screening? But it made sense because then next we hit up like the hatchery, which was like cute. It was like a one little like tiny, and everything was so small, like a
They're
tiny
taking
theater.
you through the entire life process.
Well, the hatchery was empty, and they were like, it's closed from like November to April, something like that. So I was like, oh, this
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
They're all getting railed back there to get the eggs going, to then lay them for them to hatch in April and May.
Wow.
Like, I was like, this was the ideal Valentine's Day activity.
Did Chip know beforehand going in that these turtles would all be fucking each other?
I mean, the way they put it right there, I was like, I can't imagine the amount of conversations parents have to have.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm sure my mom will listen to this episode of the podcast
Yes.
because you had texted her not about the turtles.
Sorry to be so gross. Okay, so yeah, y'all listening, I thought this was crazy. So anyway, we saw the hatchery was done. We like went and saw a few other things. They have like the area where it's more like shallow, like man-made little like swimming pools for like the teenage turtles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was so cool. There were so many fucking turtles, but then they have this massive lagoon where you can snorkel with them.
Oh, cool.
And so Chip and I, we go through, I mean, it was huge. We go through and we had already scoped out like where most of the turtles hung out, and it was at the very back. So we go back there and we just like floated and watched huge sea turtles like swimming and eating algae underneath us.
That's so
Like,
cool.
and they would like swim by like a foot away from your face.
Wow.
It was majestic. It was so fun. It was a really great day. Anyway, we left there. I immediately got Mexican food and margaritas.
Yeah.
And then, came back to the hotel and then went and met our friends at another beach bar and continued drinking. But while I was there, I never go into the change part of my wallet. Like, no one who uses change. You know what I mean? But so I went in yesterday, not having gone in forever, and I go, I attempted to wear earrings yesterday. And then after 30 minutes, I was like, my ears itch. Like,
Who am I?
These are made of scrap metal and sold at H&M. What am I doing? So I go to put my earrings in the change purse area, and I pull out the little tiny turtle tchotchke that your mom gave us before our Philly show.
Yeah. I mean, it's all there. Turtles, Philadelphia. I mean, all of it. What does it mean?
What does it mean? Like, I've never swam with turtles. And then I reach in there and I pull out a turtle out of my wallet. It was crazy. So I texted your mom.
Yeah, I talked to her yesterday. She was so excited.
She's so cute. But I was like, I pulled out your turtle and, it's amazing. And it was so cute. She was like, oh my God, you're Lucky Charm, girl. Embrace your inner turtle power.
There we go. That's as spiritual as my mom gets.
I felt like I was getting the memes. I was like, I'm in the know with Teresa.
Yep.
But anyway, I just thought that was like kismet energy.
That is a synchronicity. I don't know what it means.
I don't know what it means. Maybe we'll find out.
We'll find out. Keep your eyes
We
and
will
ears
find
open.
out.
When it comes to Valentine's Day, I am all about the candy, which is why I'm loving Native's new limited edition candy shop collection. Like all Native products, they are thoughtfully formulated to keep me smelling deliciously fresh all day long. You know Native for their aluminum-free deodorant. Native keeps their ingredients list bare naked with ingredients you understand, like coconut oil, shea butter, and baking soda. Native deodorant checks a lot of boxes: 72-hour odor protection, naturally derived ingredients, and a smooth, residue-free application. Native also offers a variety of scents with new and limited edition scents being released all the time. When you use Native, you will smell amazing all day long thanks to their long-lasting scents. If you want to smell spicy and woodsy, sweet, or fresh and clean, they have a scent option for everyone. Like I said, they have limited edition candy shop collection happening right now featuring gummy bears, strawberry and vanilla taffy, and sour berry belt. I got the strawberry and vanilla taffy, and oh my god, you're gonna want to eat yourself. Now is the time to make the switch from an antiperspirant to Native. When you visit their site, you can discover all their fresh scents and maybe even try out one of their body washes while you're at it. Right now, go to nativedeo.com/TMGW or use promo code TMGW at checkout to get a sweet 20% off your first order. That's nativedeo.com/TMGW or use promo code TMGW at checkout for 20% off your first order. I'm telling you, the strawberry and vanilla taffy, ooh, you're gonna want to lick your own bits.
If you follow me on any social media, you know that I am in my cozy era, okay? And that cozy continues with my games. Yes, for the perfectly cozy game, you need to download Love and Pies by Trail Mix Games for free. It's a casual Merge 2 game where you build your very own cafe, combine ingredients, and uncover a story of drama and romance. You guys, this game is so cute. I do not normally play games that are like storytelling, but this one instantly grabbed me. Here's the scoop. In this game, you are in a cozy countryside cafe in Appleton, okay? Your character's Amelia. You just went through a divorce. You go back home and you are going to restore your family cafe. I'm telling you, it's like storytelling but soothing. You can't not be relaxed when playing this game with its like graphics and its adorableness. Y'all, I just picked out what the cafe counter, the to-go counter is going to look like, okay? You can't get more relaxed than that. You're also going to uncover a family story full of secrets and laughs and meet so many characters. I can't wait to meet them all and see what this cafe looks like when we are all done. You're going to decorate that cafe and the surrounding area with beautiful designed items. You guys, Trail Mix Games creates games that are snackable, yet nourishing to the heart. They create safe, empowering spaces for players of all ages, and with each beautiful game they create, they are fostering a culture of trust, respect, and creativity. We freaking love that! So, for a tasty mix of love and drama, and for you to go get your cafe restoration on, download Love and Pies for free today. That's Love and Pies, free to download in the App Store or Google Play. But can I tell you another Cayman Island
of course.
Animal fact?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so Chip's friend is working on this show that works on Bar Rescue, Mackie, and I love her. And so anyway, and she has like this hilariously like just kind of like even way of talking, just like this, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like very, like you don't see the emotion. You just see her like crack a smile. And I love it. We're sitting there and we're drinking yesterday and we're several drinks deep, and she's like, well, you gotta get, like, I gotta go get back to the cat. And I was like, huh? And she was like, oh, I adopted a cat today. she's working here for 3 months, and she was like, I want a cat. And so she went to foster a cat, right? And she goes to, because this is what's happening apparently. There's a good amount of feral cats on the island, which, you know, I'm a huge supporter of, because you got cats, you got no rats.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. You
know, I lived in a neighborhood.
Age-old tagline.
You know, that old saying. I lived in a neighborhood in Brooklyn, and people just left food out for cats because they were like, we don't have any rats in this neighborhood. And I was like, this is the music to my ears. Yeah. So anyway, so here, I guess the feral cats are killing an animal called the brown booby birds.
They're in the process of doing this, or this is what they do down there?
The feral cats have just been massacring the brown booby birds.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah. So in an effort to save the booby birds.
Yeah.
When this was explained to me, I was told it was the chickens, because chickens are running around here like crazy.
Okay.
Like I left Starbucks yesterday and there was a chicken with baby chicks just walking across the shopping center. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
But when I looked it up, it said brown booby birds. So the triple Bs. So anyway, what they're doing is they're trying to like send all their cats to Canada.
Wait, they're sending the feral cats to another country to preserve the booby birds.
To preserve
the
the
booby
boobs.
birds.
The
Wow.
booby birds.
So
Yeah.
she's doing her part by rescuing one.
So she went to go foster a cat.
Okay.
You know, while they figure out the process.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, here's one. And she was like, no, I actually want this like orange tabby one.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, that one's just for adoption. Like it's not going to be fostered. How they make this decision, I don't know.
Wow.
But so she was like, so I adopted it. I was like, so you got a cat in your room? She was like, yeah, he's already good on the harness. She walked him to work this morning.
This set that Chip works on is the most animal-friendly set I've ever heard of. I have never, ever worked on a project in which anyone had a dog, cat, whatever on set consistently. And it's like they're all collecting their own service animals.
But it cracked me up. I was like, do they know you're in a hotel? They were like, yeah, they did a walkthrough.
Of the hotel?
Like they're so desperate to get these cats adopted.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, why wouldn't this cat just live in a hotel for, the
Wow.
next
Yeah.
2 months and then go live in Vegas?
Yeah, that's a pretty decent situation. Wow.
Can you believe it?
I mean, animals everywhere.
But what's great, so they're rounding up the cats, but they also do a thing. This is more depressing.
Okay.
I guess the iguana population goes out of control.
Okay.
So they kill a bunch of iguanas every year.
Ooh, okay.
Yikes. I know.
Yeah.
And can you eat them? Like, are they wasted? Like,
don't
what's
know.
the deal? But they call it culling to like gather the iguanas.
Okay.
And Chip was like, I was walking down the street the other day and a big truck goes by and it's got like, it's making some noise or whatever. And it said, warning, iguana culling in process. And I'm like, does that mean the iguanas just run out from the
Yeah, they hear a noise and it's like that Geico commercial or something.
I was like, is it an iguana stampede? I was like, I would have gotten in my car so fast.
Oh my God. So they just play a noise like an ice cream truck and then all these iguanas show up and then they throw them in the back of the truck. Jeez, it's so dark.
I'm sorry, that is dark. But the idea of seeing a car that goes like, warning, iguana, and you're just like, am I about to hear a rumble?
Yeah, where are they coming from? Are they coming from the ground or the skies?
So great. Are they dropping off trees? What's going on here?
That's
And
nuts.
that is so far my animal update from the Cayman Islands.
Nice. Cayman Critter Corner.
This is, absolutely my Cayman Critter Corner.
I over the weekend saw an adult man throw a rabbit into a wood shredder. I watched Penn and Teller.
Penn and Teller. was like, oh, we got a rabbit problem in LA now? How was Penn and Teller?
It was great. It was very
Amazing.
interesting. I couldn't tell
Okay.
you honestly the last time that I've seen magic as an adult. I was trying to think of it, and I feel like that weird stunt that David Blaine did at that Google conference we were at was like the
YouTube
last time.
convention. Oh.
Yeah, it was like the last time I saw magic in person as an adult like that. And it was really interesting. It was down in Palm Springs at the Rancho Mirage, that casino down there, Agua Caliente. And it was
Hot water.
Hot water.
Hot
It was
water.
like a small casino, so you get in and like everything that you think of for slots is right there. It's not.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of variety.
Nope.
So we got there a little too early and made some donations to the casino. First thing, there were no ponies, which was very disappointing.
Damn.
But the show was really fun. We were definitely some of the youngest people there, other than just children that were there with adults. And I didn't realize how like quiet magic shows are. Like it wasn't like music cues. And they said that they were working out some new material too, but I couldn't tell. I don't know what their normal material is versus new material. But
Were there tricks that felt clunky?
Yeah, because in the very beginning, they came out, they do this opening bit, and then like the stage went dark for a really long time. And I was just like, and there were no music cues or anything. And then Teller comes out, who's silent, and then he does this whole bit where he brings someone on stage and he eats all these needles that are in
No,
eats,
that's an actual nightmare I have.
Yeah.
Like recurring.
Well, you would have hated this. It was like 10 solid minutes of him eating needles in silence with someone holding an apple full of needles on stage. And then he ends up like taking them out of his mouth and they're all strung together. Like he eats this string and then he takes it out and they're all strung together. But then, and so it was like this, whoa, this is so quiet and like reverent and really interesting. But then Penn came out and he basically so quickly just like went through and was like, oh, you like that bit. You would have not liked the bit I was going to do. That was a way better bit. Sorry, guys. I just got ear surgery and I got a little faint. And so I had to go sit down backstage. But thank you, Teller, for doing. So he clearly was going to like throw up or faint. No one knew.
Oh my God.
And he went backstage and then they like put this bit in. They threw this in because it was like there was a weird amount of time before this bit started. And
there was like no background music. Like they didn't have the tech ready.
No, and I was like, is this just how this show goes? Where like it's not a concert, so I'm just like sitting in, and a lot of it is stylized when obviously Teller comes out and does stuff that are a little bit more artistic. But then the whole time I'm sitting there being like, in the back of my mind watching the show, he like was a total pro and like went on with the rest of the show. But the whole time I'm like, is he going to pass out at some point during the show? Yeah, he was. And they said this was like the second show of their tour. So I think we're working through a lot of like the moving parts of it because it's not their normal theater in Vegas where everything is already like there. You know, they're hauling all of this stuff and the people that are working on it are all kind of different and getting, I guess, their rhythms. So it was a fun show. I definitely feel like we got to see like a little bit of the more messy show, maybe.
Yeah.
Than like
that's
tight
so crazy.
Set. But it was really fun. I love magic. I love like watching spectacle and not knowing what's going on because they're constantly talking you through the magic trick and then explaining like what you're missing and how you're missing. And because they're kind of like bad boys of magic where they like reveal a lot of secrets and they say they love to do that sort of thing. So
which is a no.
Which is a no, but I love it because we're all trying to figure out the tricks constantly. But yeah, Teller ate needles and he threw a rabbit into a wood shredder, and then Penn ate fire and almost nailed his hand with a nail gun. So it was like
did the rabbit come back?
No, it was a very dark trick.
That's
literally
fucked up.
He put a rabbit in and then he looked over and they had blood squirt up in his face and then he just pushed the shredder off stage. Because that's kind of the genius of Teller is that he does these like weirdly dark
hold on,
poetic things.
Someone's knocking on the door. Hold on.
They're doing the iguanas. You gotta get out of there.
We're switching rooms and she just acted like I'm a squatter.
Yeah. Well,
because here's why. Sorry for you guys if you didn't hear me being scolded by the woman. The top of the bed is beside the ice machine. So like in the middle of the night you get woken up and you don't know why, and it's because ice was being made.
Nice.
Oh well, speaking of weird endings to tricks.
Whoa.
Weird ending to this podcast. I gotta go, apparently.
She came at the perfect time. We're towards the end of this episode.
Yeah.
I hope you guys, I hope you have fun down there, Mamrie, with all of the various animal escapades that are going on. And I hope
the wild hotel managers.
Yeah, I hope you guys don't get kicked out completely and do get, in fact, another room.
Well, this one goes out to the cats, the iguanas, the turtles, and that rabbit from the magic show. This got weird.
Oh, yeah.